Yo, what's up, guys? It's Eugene Smilez, and I'm back here with another podcast. Just trying to stay consistent. I was initially going to do a podcast about being single forever, which that is still going to come. Just don't know when I'm going to do it. I do all my podcasts um, when I'm inspired to do them, and I just kind of got re-inspired to do that because I don't share my personal information. I got a few people that check out my podcast, so y'all get privy to some information. But yes, I was in a relationship for about the past 2 months, and your boy is back single because I cannot be responsible for anybody else's happiness. And that's what this podcast is about. I cannot be responsible for anybody else's happiness. You can't be responsible for anybody else's happiness. But before we get started, make sure you guys check out my YouTube, Eugene Smiles. On social media. Everything is Eugene Smiles. If you want to donate a little bit of cash to your boy, while I follow my dreams, it is $ Eugene Smiles, and that is with a Z. If you listen to my podcast, 12 Ways I Found Happiness, one of the things I discussed was a book called The Fifth Agreement, which is an amazing book. I think it covers everything when it comes to yourself, and check that out. The Fifth Agreement, they also have one called The Fourth Agreement. Just go ahead and get the fifth, because the fourth is in the fifth. It makes sense. The same author, Don Miguel Ruiz, has a book called The Mastery of Love. I was somebody that was never in love. Um, I don't think I was ever in love. And, I was like, I'm going to buy this book. I'm going to see what it's about. The first one was very helpful. The first one gave me a lot of insight on the things that I was going through, the way I was thinking. I read the book before. I didn't think I retained any of the information, but then I reread it and was like, oh shit, I'm doing this. I'm doing that. This is what this is called. Like, it was amazing. So I started reading The Mastery of Love. I am um kind of halfway through the book, almost halfway through the book. I started like last week, and it is freaking amazing. But it did inspire me because the reason I am back single is because the person I was dating was putting it on me to make them happy, to be their happiness. And I thought it was cute at first, but then I realized that's toxic as fuck. Not to mention, I was watching Mary J. Blige's documentary about her My Life album, which I had to revisit that album. And I was like, oh my God, this album is so toxic. It's such a good album, and it aged well, and the songs are amazing songs. But when you actually listen to the story behind the songs, you actually listen to the lyrics, it's just like, oh, Mary was going through. She needed help. She said it was a cry for help, baby, and it was a cry for help. Um, and throughout my journey, when I was like kind of transitioning into this new version of myself, one of the things I had to learn was I needed to be in love with myself and be happy with myself. And there was a lot of things I didn't like. I didn't like, I used to drink a lot. I didn't like drink every day, but when I did drink, baby, I used to drink. You offer to buy me a drink, baby, and I'm gonna say yes. Yeah, go ahead, thank you. But I just didn't like the way alcohol felt in my body anymore. I didn't like um being hungover. I didn't like that feeling the next day. I didn't like any of that stuff. So I changed, and that started with my journey of being vegan, and then going into just stopping drinking, and then stop hanging around people I don't really like, and learning how to have fun, all of that. So I had gotten to a place where I was happy. And now that I'm out of this situation, I can literally look at it and be like, this is what was going on. So I seen this guy, he was transferred to my job, and I was just like, oh, who was that? Energy was amazing, was super friendly, was really good with the members at the gym that I was working at. And I don't know, it was just something about him. I was like, wow, who is this? So then he just would come over and start talking to me, start offering me things, um, offering me candy or food or whatever. And I'm just like, no, I'm vegan. No, I don't eat that, whatever. We end up going on a date at like Kennesaw Mountain for those who are outside of Atlanta. That is like North Atlanta. And it just felt great. It just felt amazing. And he seemed so happy. I know I'm happy and I'm at peace with everything. So as things start to go on, he would say things like, I'm not going anywhere very early. Um, okay. It was like, all right. And then it went, everything was just going, but then it would kind of be like over time, it was, you are my happiness. You are my happiness. You're the only person, and this is towards the end of it. Some of it was like you're the only person that like believes in me, and I don't know, I can't be without you. Because I even told him I had to be brutally honest. A part of this new me, this new Eugene, is being brutally honest. I'm just like, hey, I'm fine with being single for the rest of my life. I am at peace. I'm happy with where I'm at and where I'm going. The things I'm doing, I don't need to be in a relationship with anyone. I will have a dog and be good. And they would hate to hear that. And they were like, I don't like to hear that. I'm not happy being single for the rest of my life. And that was kind of red flags, but it was kind of like, okay, he just really wants to be with me and stay with me and stuff like that. But it was certain things that were happening. He would just get very angry and never put his hands on me. Of course not. Absolutely fucking not. But would be low key disrespectful. Not calling me out my name, but just the way that they were talking, and I'm just like, nah, we ain't having that. And I would let things slide, and the whole thing would be conversation. But reading through the book talks a lot about poison and how people are not happy and they have this poison in them. And they usually, when they have this poison in them, they want to release and they want to pass that poison to somebody else. So you ever have like meet somebody and they just want to start confrontation with you? That's kind of what it seemed like. Like every little thing would start a confrontation. Very strange. Like I'm reading this book and I'm like, baby, this book is dragging me. What the fuck? Um, yeah, but it would just be like confrontation and toxicity. And I love you so much. I love you so much. And I'm doing this and I'm doing it. And it's just like part of the chapter I'm on now is like track of love. And sorry if I'm kind of rambling, but it's like track of love and track of fear. Are they in love or are they in fear? Love has no expectations. Love does not require anything. It doesn't require any of that, anything. If you're in love and you're gonna naturally do things because of love, right? Like if you're out and you're getting something to eat, you're naturally gonna get your love, whoever that is, something to eat. It's not, and not you feeling like you have to get them something to eat because if you don't, then they're gonna be like, "Why you ain't get me nothing to eat? You ain't thinking about me." Da, 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 da. It's never that. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to do things out of love. Kind of like if you have pets, you love your pets, you want to feed them, or you love your pets. Yeah, this is a great example. And you're like, "Ooh, I want to buy my dog this cute toy just because knowing your dog probably got toys already." You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like you out and you see a shirt that Babe might like. Oh, Babe likes this, so I'm gonna go ahead and get Babe this shirt. Or you know what I'm saying? Not feeling like you have to get them something. And guess what? And if you were to go and you didn't buy them something, they wouldn't care because it doesn't matter. They know you love them. It's so different because fear has obligations. Fear has obligations. So like if you do not buy something, then it's like, why didn't you buy me something? You weren't thinking about me. It turns into like a whole thing. Um, it was a thing of me introducing them to someone, um, and it's like the way I introduced them. This is so weird. This is very fucking weird to me, y'all. So like ran into somebody that I used to have dealings with. He doesn't know the person. I know the person. Person came up, hey, what's up? I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? Da da da. I had some food or something. He's like, oh, you ain't offer me none. I'm like, oh, well, here's my, partner over here. and they spoke or whatever, and the person said something slick about me, about being with me or something, and he wanted to turn it into a whole thing. Oh, he disrespected you and this and that and the third. I'm just like, I didn't hear it. I don't care. Haven't talked to this person in like a year. Why are you turning it into a thing? I'm protecting you. I don't need protection. It's like he felt the need to do all these things. He didn't have a lot of money at the time. He doesn't have a lot of, he's not where he wants to. He's going through his storm right now, and he would always feel the need to buy me things. And I'm just like, stop buying me stuff. Don't buy me no food. Don't buy me no snacks. Don't buy me no roses. I don't need that. My love language is not gifts. I don't need no gifts. No, I don't need no. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. I don't need no gifts. I don't need any gifts. That's not my love language. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get me a gift, great. But if you are strapped for cash, you ain't got no money, are you going, you know what I'm saying, you're on a budget, don't buy me anything. But they felt the need to do that because they felt like they had to, because they was living in fear, and it always became an issue because this, I don't have a lot going on. I don't have the money right now. I don't have the car right now. So I had to do these things to keep you. Even though I kept saying, no, you don't. I'm not a materialistic motherfucker. If I was, baby, I would have been living in somebody's house, swiping a card on the daily. I've dated rich ass niggas. I've dated rich people before. I gave guys that had a lot of money, high positions, didn't mind spending money, and I ain't like them. So I kept it moving, and that's just how I've always been. I've never been a gold digger. I wish I could. I wish I could be on my Black China and Amber Rose type of shit. I wish, but I'm not. I just, if I don't like you, I don't like you. I don't care how much money you got. And guess what? If I like you, I like you. I don't care how much money you have. But they always felt the need to do things, buy things. I'm just like, no, 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 knowing you need to be saving money, and then guess what? You ain't got no money now. Oh, I gotta wait to this paycheck. I gotta wait to that. When you could have been saving money. Don't live in fear. If you ever meet anybody where they feel like they have to do something because if not, it's gonna turn into a thing. They're not living in love. They're living in fear. They're on that track of fear. And why you want to be living like that? You should never feel like you have to do anything. And I feel like you should apply that shit to fucking work too. If you ever feel like you have to do something, you may not need to do it. Now, of course, it depends on your job. I ain't saying everybody to quit their job now. Don't quit your job. Don't do it. Don't blame it on me. But when it comes to relationships, you definitely can't live like that. I I have seen things, and I'm like, oh my, one of my friends really likes this candle or likes this or whatever. I'm like, hey, do you want me to pick this up for you? Because I know you're always looking these up. Or if I see something online, I'm sending it to people that I know like it or been looking for it. You work out of love, and you should do that when it comes to any kind of relationship you have, and not out of fear. And it also has this really good story about this guy that didn't believe in love, and basically he kind of fell in love with somebody. Short story. I'm gonna squeeze it. I'm gonna squeeze it. Condense the story. He ended up falling in love with somebody, and this star that represented his love basically came from the sky, and he gave it to the girl, and the girl had a little bit of doubt, and whoosh, shattered, shattered his love, shattered his star. The story was basically saying you cannot depend on somebody else to keep you happy. And it makes so much sense. There was a guy, I think it was last year during some Pride. It was all over like the news and social media. This guy overdosed in this club in Atlanta, and he died in the middle of the club, like in the under basement of the club. They had something going on. He overdosed and died. It took forever to find out who this guy was. I didn't know who the guy was, but it was a gay club. He overdosed and died. Come to find out, I did know his partner. His partner ended up killing himself maybe like a month or two later, after he like did this long post on social media, and did like a video montage of him and the boy, and talked about much in love he was, and all of that, and hinted at him joining the boy, and killed himself. And I thought, hmm, after reading the book, I'm just like, that boy was not happy with himself. He was not happy. He was just not happy. Yes, when people die, you are going to be very sad. I lost my mom. I know what it is. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be very sad. You're going to maybe even be depressed, but your happiness cannot be rooted 100% in somebody outside of yourself. Because the minute that person is gone, what do you have left? What do you have left? And at the end of the day, we all came in this world together. We all came in this world individually. Like our souls are not tied to somebody else. It'll be one thing like if you were born and you were born partnered where your souls are tied to somebody literally, that if this person is hungry, you have to eat, like something like that. But that's not, we're all individuals. So for him to kill himself because his boyfriend died shows that he was probably not happy outside of the relationship he had with that guy, which is very sad. And I had to do a little research, so I'm looking through his stuff. He was somebody that was always felt like he needed to show what he had, the designer clothes he had, and talk about the money he had and the condo. And it was just like he was somebody that kind of had to feed off of social media presence, like social media likes and people gawking over what he had. So people that do that kind of shit ain't happy anyway. So he probably found somebody that really didn't make him happy, but then when that person was gone, then what do you have? We have to be happy on our own. And I think this is why I actually enjoy being fucking single, because I was able, and going through my journey, my trials and my tribulations, because I was able to really figure out who I am, what I want, what I desire, who, like, what the fuck is going on in my life. Like, I had to really sit back and look and say, I need to change this, change that, and then I was got to the point where I'm happy. And then when I was in this last situation, I was starting to lose that, because before I broke it off, I was literally like, hmm, I'm not happy anymore. This person is draining my happiness. And what I felt happened, looking back at it, I felt that he seen me, seen what I had going on, and wanted what I had. He probably wanted me, because and one of the things that was really great about it is, like, it was never nothing sexual. Usually with people, people say I'm handsome, people say I have a nice body, so they want me sexually. He didn't want me sexually. So it was more of, he just wanted me. And I realized he wanted this energy, he wanted this aura, he wanted this peace that I had, this go-getter attitude, this grinding attitude. He wanted that. And he was literally feeding off of that. And it was probably making him happy. And he felt like he just needed to do all this stuff from me. It was really making him happy, but I didn't need all that from him. And he ended up draining me to the point where now I'm doing stuff for him and I can't do anything for me. Or I'm after dealing with him, I'm so tired, I can't do what I need to do. And to the point where I'm not even happy anymore. I don't even want to be bothered anymore. And this is why, y'all, we have to be responsible for our own happiness. RuPaul says it every episode. How you gonna love somebody else if you don't love yourself? Like, literally, like, you really need to love yourself, and not getting on social media saying, "Oh, I'm in love with myself. I'm doing so well." No, that's some fake ass shit. That's not real. You need to really, like, internally love yourself, internally. And this is where you don't have to post that you love or post that you're happy. I hate when people post that they're happy and stuff, because that shit's fake. Because the thing is, what is understood does not have to be said. I don't have to give off my resume every time I see somebody. I don't have to tell people that I'm happy unsolicited. For what? I'm just going to be happy and be happy. I don't have to tell people that. So if you feel the need to tell people that you're happy, the need to post things to show that you got money, the need to do this or do that, then you're probably not happy with yourself. And this is not something that I can see. This is something that you have to see. This is something that internally you have to be able to deal with. That you have to be happy. You're only responsible for your own happiness. You're not responsible for making somebody else happy. You're not. You're absolutely not responsible for making somebody else happy. Yes, doing things for people, yeah, but if they're not already happy, you can't make them happy. That's basically what that is. If they're not happy, if they're depressed, if they have their demons, they need to get that help before you can help them. And if you're in relationships, even if it's a romantic relationship or a friendship, and you feel the need to do things because it can be a problem, or you need to get out of it. It's okay to break it off. Yes, it might hurt. Yes, you might not like, the reaction. That person might not react favorably, but you need to break it off. You need to move on. I even gave this motherfucker a book. I gave him the Fifth Agreement to read it. And I should have known when he was like, "Oh, I've been skimming through it." Skimming through it. Nigga, read this motherfucking book. Y'all, you're only responsible for your own happiness. Because the minute you're busy trying to make somebody else happy, you're gonna start losing yourself. And you're gonna end up being depressed because you're gonna be drained. A perfect relationship is two happy people. And I don't stop lusting over these relationships on social media because you don't know what the fuck they got going on. And we are in such a fraudulent time now where people are so busy posting their relationships and their accomplishments. You don't know what's real or fake. Ooh, this is goals. You don't know what the fuck they got going on. They could be beating each other ass before and after these pictures, but they gonna post it because they know they're gonna get their likes or their endorsements or open up their restaurants, whatever. And people is child, it's fraudulence out here. Y'all, point blank period, you are only responsible for your happiness, not anybody else's. And the minute you start feeling like you have to do something, get out of it. It's a wrap. It's a wrap, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, hit my YouTube. Y'all can throw your boy a donation. I will see y'all next time. Check out my single Out of Quarantine. My new single Shake is coming soon. I'm out.